Welcome to episode 9 of the BBL Summer Road Trip. I am Jay Marriott. He is Drew Lasker. It's another coffee shop stop for Drew Lasker. What has the week thrown at you so far, buddy?
Nothing new, nothing exciting, just the same old, just in the gym, getting it in with these kids and getting my own work in. But special shout out to Main Squeeze Juice Company out here in Katy, Texas, who's allowing us to record episode 9 today. One of my favorite places in Katy. They do coffee, they do juices. Yeah, it's a really great place. So shout out to those guys. But yeah, same old for me. Just soaking up the last days of these suns of the sun. What about you, man? You still got that yellow thing shining out there in the UK?
Mate, yeah, it's been nice, to be fair. We've had a couple showers today, but that's the first time in a while. I'm back in Plymouth just for this week, so I nipped up to Gloucester yesterday to run a little camp. Came back in a day, so it was all my son Noah's age group, so that was fun just to kind of get back to doing some good old-fashioned community work. But I forgot how exhausting it was, and just a bit of an ode to all the workouts that you're doing through every age group. So I take my hat off to you, buddy. I wasn't ready for it, so I'm a bit bit tired today, but ready to go all the same. Okay, so let's have a look. Today's episode, we jump in with the re-signed Sheffield Shark Jordan Ratinho. Let's see where our Lasker Lookback takes us today. But first, it's your social media spy. Let's have a little catch up with the Marriott Minute. Okay, catch up around the league. Signings are coming in thick and fast. As said above, our guest today, Jordan Ratinho, will return to the Sheffield Sharks. We have Newcastle Eagles making moves, signing Matt Scott, the former Royal and Raider, will be sadly replacing star guard Cortez Edwards. London Lions have re-signed guard Jordan Spencer, and Cheshire Phoenix have got their big man in Noah Dickerson, playing in Germany last year. It's also been confirmed that DeAndre Liggins will not be returning to the Lions for a second season. Maybe a little bit obvious, but we wanted to wait until it was confirmed. Talking of the London Lions, the journey to Champions League start mid-September. So we already knew that they were going against Italian outfit Treviso in those quarterfinals. So watch out for that. And then all I've got to do is finish with a Scottish Twitter battle. Friend of the show, Kieran Achara versus his old club, the Glasgow Rocks. So Rocks posted about trials. So Achara said he would be getting his shoes ready. The Rocks responded asking if he was looking for the GB Masters, saying at the end he was only joking. Funny, but not funny enough, as Achara comes back saying he would love to give it a bash, but he would be afraid to be bottom of the league, finishing with the roast of all saying, "Do you know that feeling? Only joking." Perhaps a frosty first commentary for the ex-Rocks when he returns to duty. And that's this week's Marriott Minute. I'm always watching.
See, that's why you got to be careful when you give banter. You can't poke the bear too deep, because then it gets a little bit personal. So,
yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, frosty. But yeah, like we said last week, I guess that answers the question that we had with London Lions, which is no surprise to me, because like I said to you, I saw a Instagram post by DeAndre Liggins that kind of suggested or questioned the culture at the London Lions. So no surprise to see him go. Yeah. But thanks for that catch up as always, Jay. But now we float into the Lasker Lookback. In this episode of the Lasker Lookback, we're going back to Cali, Livermore, California to be exact. 46 miles east of San Francisco, home of the Splash Bros, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry and boys. One of California's oldest wine region. I'll take a Cabernet Sauvignon, please, as we get ready to chop it up with local hero, Jordan Ratinho. We only got a small sample size of Ratinho since he was a late addition to the Sharks organization in early January last season. Once he found his feet, he became one of Sheffield's main threats, giving my Newcastle Eagles a double-double on Sky Sports and even being voted the BBL Show Player of the Week. He proved to be one of the league's most deadliest shooters, and that is no fluke, as he left the University of San Francisco as the all-time three-point shooter with 251 makes. I'm sure most of those passes came from kickouts of former teammate, Cheshire Phoenix big man Jimbo Lowell. The best news for Sharks fans is you get him for an entire season, not just a cameo, as he come back as a foundation piece and possibly takes the torch from Sharks legend Mike Tuck. Let's bring him in and get some insight into why he chose to return to the Steel City. And that is your Lasker Lookback.
Okay, let's go shark hunting. Let's get newly re-signed Sheffield guard Jordan Ratinho in the room. Hi, Jordan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
No doubt, man. A sharp shooter from the Steel City, man. Great to have you out there in beautiful NorCal. I'm a Southern Cal guy, so welcome to the show.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
I'm sure enjoying some weather, but North California, not always the best weather, right? It's not always.
It's too chilly for me.
It's usually pretty hot out here in the summertime, so I've been here, and it's been pretty nice since I've been here.
No, it's good. So look, I know you played San Francisco for your college ball. I was supposed to be a former Don. I was recruited by Coach Matthews back in 2000. That makes me feel old just kind of looking at that. But
he probably wasn't even born.
I needed some back surgery. And then I turned pro when I was healthy. So I never got the official alumni stamp, which is disappointing. I also played in Plymouth with a former Don in Jerome Gums. I don't know if you've come across Jerome before.
Great player.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so he's still doing big things in the local area. I'm trying to get him on the show actually, but there we go. So look, let's have a little look back at last season before we move forward. I really like the squad you had there. We certainly had some exciting moments for you guys, but I felt like the team never quite took off. What do you think? What did you put that down to? I know you came in late, but what do you think kind of stopped them getting just over the hump and having a really good run?
Yeah, I mean, I joined them a little bit later in the season, but I think we were just a little bit inconsistent. I don't think we brought the same energy every night, especially defensively. I think we started to get into a little bit of a good form towards the end of the season. So it was kind of disappointing how we went out in the playoffs in the first round by a couple of points, because I thought we had a chance to make a run if we held it together for a little bit longer. But yeah, I think it was just a little bit of inconsistency, just a lack of focus, lack of execution offensively for a little bit of stretch of the season there. So I think if we're able to put it all together this next year and get a full season of practice and everything, I think we'll be a pretty good team, pretty deep team, I'd say. So we'll see.
Yeah, just talk to us a little bit. You signed in early January. Just take us through how that situation kind of developed, because before you came, Jay and I were pretty consistent on here saying that the Sharks lacked scoring. They were inconsistent and they just couldn't put up enough points. And so they bring you in along with the new point guard, replacing McKnight. And then you guys obviously instantly improved. So just talk us through how those conversations got started and how you actually ended up in Sheffield.
Yeah, so I was playing out in Germany and my season got shut down. So I was been looking for somewhere else to play for a little bit. And one of the agents I was working with ended up connecting with Coach Atiba, and I got a call from him. And I liked what he had to say, and he's kind of talking about their program and how they're kind of a family type build program. They care about their players, and it seemed like a good fit for me. And I came in there, and I was pretty excited to get in there and see what I could do. It seemed like a pretty good league, up and coming league out in England. So I didn't really know much about the BBL at all, like before getting over there. So it was pretty new to me, but it was a cool experience. I was able to just jump right in pretty much from the get-go, right in the first couple of practices. And coach liked what he saw, so slowly built my way up into the starting spot, and then I was able to help the team a good amount. I wasn't as comfortable as I could have been in the beginning, first couple of weeks, obviously, just trying to find my way and just find my role within the team. But it was not too bad of a transition, and I was just excited to help the team in whatever way I could.
Right. And I mentioned in the Lasker Lookback that you were teammates with Jimbo Lowell, and you also hold a passport, right?
Yeah, yeah, I have a Portuguese passport.
Okay. Yeah. So just for our listeners out there, just give us some insight into into the free agent life of a professional basketball player. Because I'm assuming that, you finished the season, you actually finished off great with Sheffield. Sheffield probably were interested in bringing you back. Normally, like players say, let me take some time, speak to my agent and see what's out there. So kind of take us through the process of how you actually ended up returning back to the Steel City this upcoming season.
Yeah, so they kind of let me know that they were interested in bringing me back towards the end of the season last year, and they were pretty set on it. So I was pretty excited that they really wanted me back and felt like I had a good year. So that was a good sign for me. So yeah, I talked to my agent a little bit and just kind of peeked around. It's kind of a different process for me. I'm still kind of getting used to it, the whole kind of professional basketball and being a free agent signing. Last year was a little bit crazy because of COVID, like league shutting down and things like that. So it was kind of weird for me. Just my first year out, but this year is kind of a little bit easier. And I think coming back to Sheffield for a full season was the right move for me, just in terms of I was there for a majority of the season last year. I'm comfortable with the league, know the league, and I know that I'm gonna be able to have an opportunity to show what I could do this year.
Yeah, I really love that. I mean, it's difficult for anyone every year when you're kind of testing the waters. I don't think it'll ever get any easier because you've always got to think: do you stick? Do you twist? What's the next move? But I think in terms of just obviously we've got this pandemic. It's still not fully over yet as well. I think going somewhere that you'll be familiar with will be great for you. And also as well, just being able to see the city actually open up and come alive for you. Like, so it will kind of, on the court will be familiar, I'm sure, but off the court, you might be thinking, what is this? It's a new city for me. So I'm excited for you. But what are you kind of most excited about for this season? You're going to get a full season under your belt. So I'm sure, that's going to be great, is that you're going to be able to come in preseason and be ready to hit the ground running. But what are you most excited about in returning to Sheffield?
I think just playing in front of fans professionally, seeing how the environments are at different places, and just like I said, just being able to come into a place where I know I'm going to be able to play a lot and show what I could do, and I'm comfortable with coach, and I think I'll be able to help the team out a little bit more. Just being able to have been there and be able to help if we have younger guys, be able to help them out a little bit more. Just being able to have a little bit of experience under my belt. So I'll definitely just be comfortable on the court, and I think the environments will be a lot better. Last year's different with no fans. It was a whole different ball game. But like you said too, the city will be open, I think. So it would be a lot different.
Yeah, I'm sure Mike Tuck will be excited to show you guys around. But what additions did you make to your game this offseason that you're going to take into year two? And what knowledge are you taking to year two? I know me, for example, there wasn't a stat, but I'm sure back in 05-06, my rookie season, I led the league in charges. I was just moving too fast. I wasn't used to the defenses being that intelligent. So in year two, I took that knowledge into slowing down, ended up having an even bigger year in year two. So what knowledge and skills do you take into year two?
Yeah, I think for me, I've just been focused on trying to build my handle and get my handle right, so that I'm able to handle the ball if I need to. Just like whenever, bring the ball to the court late in games, whenever I need to. Because I think that'll help the team. I think I'm always be able to get my spot up shots, and I'm pretty good about being in the right place at the right time. So I don't really have a problem with that. And I think just kind of building, just kind of getting the defense right. I think pretty solid defensively, but I think I'll be able to help out our team a little bit more this year. Just being able to be a little bit more vocal, having a little bit more confidence in that aspect. But yeah, offensively, just kind of trying to get the handle right, making my shot will be there. But yeah, I'm excited.
I love that. And what were the conversations like for year two with obviously Coach Atiba? Like he is like I genuinely get that feeling he's a real player's coach. You know, anytime I've been around him, and he's a relationship guy. But does he just want to see you kind of grow and flourish? I know you've talked about being able to help the team a little bit more. Does he see you being more of a vocal leader? Because it's difficult when you come in January, right? You're trying to figure out, first of all, what's the league like. You know, you can have all the conversations you want, but until you get on the floor, you're not really going to know what's kind of expected of you. Does he see you taking a much bigger role? Because like you said, there was just this inconsistency. So is that going to be something that you feel you can drive, you know, every day in practice? What angles are you taking with this year?
No, yeah, definitely. He's definitely a player's coach. He's a great guy. So, I mean, he's always willing to take some criticism and let him know, or if I see something, let him know. Then he could take into account and instill whatever he wants to. But yeah, he's definitely, I'll be able to help a little bit more in that aspect. Just kind of just little things defensively, offensively that I think that we can improve on. I think I'll be able to help out a little bit more and just talk to Coach Atiba a little bit more this year and be a little bit more vocal on the court. I'm not naturally a vocal leader, more of a leader by example, but I think I'll be a little bit more comfortable this year and try to work my way into a little bit more of a leadership role.
Yeah, and I think that can be just as valuable sometimes. What you know, when you talk about consistency, like if you're that type of person that's going to put the work in and wants to do the extra work, it's contagious, right? But what were the differences you found from the college to the pros? You know, do you actually get to play a game when you were in Germany, or?
I played 2 games, but it was, yeah, I think playing at the BBL is a lot better of an experience.
Yeah.
But playing professionally, I think is just I don't know. It's just you're playing guys that have a lot more experience, that have been there. A lot of guys that played in the BBL have been in the BBL for a little bit. So it's just kind of adjusting to their type of play style, and instead of what we were playing in college, like in the WCC, playing some well coached teams that just ran their offense to the ground, and it was just a lot of scouting and things like that. So out here is just kind of more getting used to how different players play and their play styles, and how you can guard them, and how you can get shots and things like that. So it's more of just kind of a feel, and just trying to see. You kind of get to see every team play, and because you play them a lot, so it kind of helps just being more comfortable and knowing what's going to come.
Yeah, it's small adjustments, really. Would you agree with that, Drew? Like when you're playing teams and stuff like that. I think for the Eagles, I was speaking about it earlier today because I was on the podcast with Hoopsfix, you know, and I was talking about you guys as Newcastle. I was saying you started the season really well, you know, considering you only had 3 returning players, then you had that difficult part in the season, and then you came good in the end. Is it always about little adjustments in the pros compared to the college game?
Yeah, I think Jordan hit it right on the head. That's the biggest difference, is you go from a team aspect focus into an individualized, because like you mentioned, college, you just do what you're told, and it's very rare that a player is going to break the offense unless you're a blue chip. But in the pros, you know, everyone has made it to the pros because of their skill set. So there's a lot more freedom, and guys are able to just do what they do, or do what's got them there. So like you say, you're mostly adjusting to players and how they manipulate the offense that a team runs. And that's where the adjustment comes into play, which is a lot harder because you know, when you give a guy freedom, you know, there's more that they can do. Whereas in a structured college offense, you know that he's going to pass it and he's going to cut over there, or he's going to be sat on a bench. So it's a lot more that you have to digest in the pro game.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay, Jordan, with the announcement today, obviously, of a new big man for the Phoenix, have you been able to catch up with Big Jimbo? We really enjoyed him last season, especially his first game on Sky Sports. You know, was that your first game, Drew, as well? I think I remember tuning in because I think it was your first game, and there was all this excitement. Jimbo goes off. But any clues as to where he's headed? Is he going to be playing again next season? Is he hanging him up? What's he doing?
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely playing somewhere next year. He doesn't he's not quite sure yet. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, he'll be playing somewhere this year. I think he's playing in Canada in the summer. The rest of just finishing out the summer league out there in Canada.
Nice.
Just kind of getting prepped and ready and getting in game shape. And then yeah, he's still figuring out with him and his agent on where he's going to end up.
Yeah. Did you find it weird?
He's 7 feet. He's 7 feet. He won't have a problem getting a job. Yeah.
That's true. You can't teach size, right? But
us smaller guys, when it gets to August, we start sweating bullets. But big like himself, he'll be good.
Yeah, he'll find a spot somewhere.
Yeah.
Was it weird having to go against him last year? Because obviously, that didn't have to be in the thought process early on, and then you end up in the same league. Was it strange for you? Did you feel like you wanted to pass in the ball a couple times when you played him, or no?
Yeah, it was a little bit weird. Just kind of living with them for 4 years and playing college ball with them throughout all of college. It was pretty cool though, just having him in the same country, not too far away. Just a little bit of it helped a little bit in transition from college to pro. Just having him out there, being able to talk to him, being in the same time zone. So it was definitely helpful, and it was cool playing against him. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, that's great. Awesome. Well, Jordan, listen, good luck. We really appreciate, a little bit of time here, road trip. It was nice to get out to Cali. You're headed there, right, Drew? You're going to be in Cali for a week?
I'm headed to Southern Cal, San Diego, man. San Francisco is not for me. It's too chilly.
Oh man, beautiful area. There's more.
No, it is gorgeous though.
Yeah, there's just something a bit more natural about Northern California. I got to stick up for my North Cal guys. But listen, good luck for the season. I'm really glad to see you back in the BBL. I think it's going to be great for the league, and we're excited. And I'm sure we'll check in again at some point during the season.
Yep, thank you guys. I'm excited to be back and playing.
Good luck, man. Go practice that flow motion offense that you guys are going to be running next year.
I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, brother. Be safe. All right. See you soon.
Right. Yeah.
Thanks,
you guys have a good one.
Peace.
Bye. Okay. Another episode under our belts. A little bit jealous for both of these guys because Drew will be experiencing that Cali weather. Jordan is there right now. It's given me some serious nostalgia, but that's the idea of the road trip. We want to travel around as much as we possibly can, trying to get to different areas. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, California with Jordan Ratinho, newly re-signed for the Sheffield Sharks. And I do feel like he was kind of giving away a little bit that there might be a little bit of familiarity in that Sharks roster. I don't know whether I was reading too much into it, but he looked like he was holding a little something back. But we'll see. Really glad to see him re-signed. Great shooter. He's going to be a great player for the league. And also with that European passport, doesn't take up an American spot. Very, very precious. So that's it for us. Hope you're enjoying in these little road trip check-ins. Drew, lead us out.
Another special thanks to Maine Squeeze Juice Company. And like always, guys, we'll see you every single week. I think we haven't missed a week since September, October. When did we start the show? I can't even remember now, but
yeah, we're fighting, man. We're fighting. We're hanging in there.
Every single week. We have not had one break, but that's what we do for you, for the listeners, for the fans. Where we'll be next week, who knows? We usually find out a day or two before. So let's just see what news hits the airline and what's hot. And that Jay and I will be there. And until then, guys, we'll sign off on the show.
The show.